What's up to all of my Sages out there? Welcome to Pulse of the Cosmos. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of this week's astrology for the week of August 10th through the 16th of 2020. But first, a little shout out to my subscribers out there. Thank you so much for being so patient with me. I know it's been a few weeks since I've posted. I have just been telling the other signs I've been moving around a lot, but I'm finally in my own apartment and a place of stability where I can do this more often with you guys. So I'm looking forward to it and I love you. But in any case, let's get into the astrology from here because there's a lot going on in the build up to this new moon coming in Leo next week. We have the sun under a lot of pressure. We're encountering some major yod aspects this week with the sun being the focal point. So there's quincunx energy over to Capricorn, over where we have Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, and then as well to Neptune and Pisces, while these two energies are going to be in sextile to each other. So this creates what we call in astrology the finger of God. So it's a very destined moment. With all this pressure on the sun in your ninth house of Leo, we are looking at, and there's definitely a turn in your awareness to ways in which you can expand your life. This is the house of higher knowledge, of higher education, of learning, of wanting to expand. And it's this awareness that we've turned towards, our energy that we've turned towards wanting to expand in these ways that brings the opportunities of the ninth house, right? This is ninth house, traditionally Sagittarius. So yeah, this is ruled by Jupiter. Opportunities come our way from this kind of conscious awareness to expand. And for some of you guys, this could have been a very spiritual experience as well. But I want everybody to check on and see if there's any self-worth blockages. With this quincunx energy over to Capricorn with Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, are you letting some kind of self-worth issue get in the way of you kind of seizing some of these moments that are bringing you happiness and bringing you pleasure and expanding your life in these different ways? We have Mars in your fifth house trining the sun this week. These are two powerful fiery planets in their home dignified positions, and Mars in the fifth house trining the sun. This is a message to go after what you love. Be investing your energy in what brings you that joy and that creativity and that happiness and that pleasure in life. Even though Mars is encountering these squares over to this Capricorn energy, this sun trine Mars is going to be a nice reprieve, a nice kind of little message of fire and vitality, and a reminder to do what you love, Sagittarians, and don't let any self-worth blockages get in the way. I know you've done a lot of work in this area since the end of 2017, kind of building that sense of inner value and building that sense of inner worth and coming to know your inner authority. And with Neptune over there in the fourth house, we want to make sure as well that we're coming from a place of emotional security and emotional stability that's not false, that's not built on rickety beams. As we have a lot of this expansion going on in these opportunities, we want to make sure that the directions that we're choosing to match our vibration to are directions that are adventures that can be built off of solid emotional foundations, solid emotional security, that are decisions based in your inner worth and your inner knowing and your inner value. All of these things come into play. And we have Uranus as well later this week going retrograde. So Uranus is over there in Taurus going retrograde in your sixth house. So this could look like a change that you need to make in the structure of your day-to-day life and the structure of your routines. Is your day structured in such a way that it flows towards the vision that you have for your life and the goals that you've set for yourself and the world that you're trying to create? Or is there some shifts and some changes that need to be made there? And also pay attention to your health habits. How are you feeding your temple? How are you nurturing your body? These things come up with sixth house energy as well. So be on the lookout and pay attention to all of those things. But in any case, I'm going to pull for the cards for you guys, and I'm only doing this for the last four signs. I pulled out the Golden Tarot. I felt called to use the Golden Tarot for these last four, so I'm going to dip in to these today for you guys and see what's going on. Okay, so we did pull the Death card crossed by the Lovers reversed with the Ten of Swords upright. So interesting. Maybe some relationship stuff going on for some of my Sages this week. We did just have Venus come through Gemini, your seventh house, where she went through a retrograde period where there's a lot to do. and energy surrounding the relationships in your life. And we have a dark moon in Cancer this week, your 8th house, coming conjunct with Venus in your 8th house. And this is the 8th house of death and rebirth and regeneration and transformation. So a lot of my Sages out there are in very divinely purposeful transformational moments in your life. My dog. The challenge being in the Lover's reverse, this could be a very literal love situation for some of you guys, where there's a relationship situation going on that is one of those things that's part of the shifts and part of the changes, and maybe something that we need to let go of. Or this could be for some of you guys an internal thing, just an internal unbalance of your divine masculine and feminine. This could be you, and this inner transformation could be, and the challenge could be you in resisting and coming to this inner place of balance. And this comes back to security. We're looking at aspects of security with the 2nd and 4th houses. So are you building from that emotionally secure place that's balanced with the masculine and feminine, and that kind of nurtures all these aspects of yourself? Because we're definitely in these transformational moments, and there's an ending of sorts. We have the 10 of Swords. This is like the ultimate completion. This is like over completion. This is like way overdone. So this combined with the Death card definitely tells me that there's something that needs to come to an end. And we could look to Uranus retrograde in your 6th house, and this could be a habit. This could be a very negative habit that you've been involved with. This could be some kind of habit that needs to be let go of or change, or how you're structuring your day-to-day routine, things of that nature. This could be a relationship with the Lover's reverse. This could be an aspect of how you approach relationships or how you approach intimacy. Those are things that deal with the 8th house, where Venus is right now, and where we're going to have the dark moon come through. So these are all things that come to light. The intimacy thing is interesting. So definitely pay attention to how you approach what true intimacy is and how you express that in the communication there, and look to end any of those toxic negative habits, situations, or relationships that are holding you back or keeping you unbalanced, and preventing you from connecting those inner divine parts of yourself to create your ultimate being. But in any case, I love you, all of my Sages, so much. I hope you're doing well out there, and I will be back next week.